Well, hello out there in Rando Land. I'm Neon Tiger, and welcome to yet another match here in our Season 3 playoffs for the A Link to the Past Randomizer League, the Invitational League, I should also mention. And I'm joined today by Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. How you doing, Scruff?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm enjoying this wonderful winter mix that I'm getting and hoping we're going to have a fun day.
Yes, indeed. We got a good match here between Illus and iiYoshii. Obviously, Last Location Years versus Triple Dino Disaster. I'll let you figure out who's on what team. But Triple Dino Disaster up 1-0 in this race. And for those wondering, there we go. We just had a little momentary hiccup with the flip over to the race screen. And we do have Casual Boot Seed today between these two. Starting with the standard start here.
Looks like we had crystals on all three Light World dungeons, so this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Whenever I'm running, that's always the thing I like to see. Just to see those 3 crystals, you get the 3 easier dungeons of the 7 you need to do. And just a big 50 on Uncle, but of course we do get that sword. And this should be a pretty good match here. So for those wondering, it is a best of 5 series, so first of 3 wins. So this is only game 2. Obviously, our Triple Dino Disaster friends are up 1-0, so they still need 2 more wins, and Last Locationeers are going to need 3 more wins. And for anyone wondering about what's up with the tracker and whatnot, we're having a little bit of difficulty with the layout backdrop here, so please stand by. Just a couple of little technical difficulties here. We've got the other one on there right now, so we're working on fixing that. And of course, pretty standard start so far here. There's the piece of heart there in the chest. Of course, we got our regular old ball and chain guard there, so picking up the big key. Go save the princess and get another piece of heart for our troubles. And chat asking, did they start with boots and sword? Yep, that is indeed Casual Boots start here. We got, of course, the standard start as well, where we have to go through and rescue the princess, go through the escape, and go out the sanctuary. So we'll see a couple of required, I guess, along the way chest checks here. And obviously, since we have the boots, we'll be able to get to those 3 chests in the back with no difficulty. Seeing both runners, of course, doing pretty good so far here. Both kind of following one another at this point. That's basically what you would expect to see at this kind of a start, especially with these 2 runners. Both of them pretty solid runners, so this should be a good close match between the 2. Push aside the throne room decorative swords to reveal the secret passageway behind that leads into the escape area. See what's in Dark Cross, of course, it's the key. Makes sense. Need that key to open up here, and we should have pretty easy rat kill coming up here in just a moment from both runners. So wander on over to the left here, look for this one rat, and drop him for that key. So nicely done there from Yoshi. And Illus is probably going to be doing the same. Yep, nicely done. Oop, gotta pick that key up. There we go. And there's the dash into the wall on Yoshi's side. Open up these 3 chests. One of them should be the map. There it is. The hammer and the big 20. So the hammer being the first key item that we found here. We find a bottle as well, so that will be nice to have, but other than getting the sick kid check at the moment, we're not going to get a whole lot more out of that. But still, it's nice to have going into Kakariko here. We'll probably see both runners make that same play. As Yoshi, first in the Sanctuary of 5:13. A little faster than the normal because of the boots, but those are the 5:17. And there's our first lift upgrade in the chest there. Wow, we've got some of the pieces we already need there. Indeed, it looks like we had Desert Palace had a regular crystal. So it looks like 3 regular crystals was indeed correct. And we're going to get the Bonk Rock check. Because why not?
There we go. Got my mic working again.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Scruff.
Yeah, that was a really, really good escape sequence right there.
5:18. It's not much faster with the boots than it is without it, but it's still both pretty good times.
Getting that hammer and that glove right off the bat is going to make things a lot easier when we get that Moon Pearl.
And we're getting a little bit of a small divergence here. We're getting a check here from Illus on the ledge. It's just a piece of heart, and just a piece of heart at the mushroom location as well in Lost Woods.
Oh, that's a shame. Lumberjack died early on.
Piece of heart. I think definitely more than half of the item check location so far have just been pieces of heart. So
almost enough for a full heart, even.
Well, yeah, I think I've counted. Let's see, we got 1, 2. I think we're at 5 now. So that should be enough for 1 heart and enough to start a second one. As Yoshi now heading into Kakariko to blindside.
Thankfully for him, those crows decided to drop a bomb. He was able to go ahead and get 2. Well, Illus is only going to be getting 1. So hopefully we get some bomb drops here in blindside.
Ooh, Master Sword. There's that 4th heart piece. And a lamp, okay.
Ooh, buddy.
Well, there's big 20. So, Lumberjack Ledge might be dead, but Aga is absolutely 100% not dead. In fact, we're starting to get some of the items here that we would need to make our way up there. So, especially if we don't find that Moon Pearl somewhere. Maybe she hoping to find it probably here in a well.
And wouldn't that just be a wonderful surprise to find the one place where Moon Pearl shouldn't be?
Well, gets 1 bomb turns into 3 though. 6, in fact, and a shovel. Bottle vendors, yeah, bottle vendors just big 5. And here's our first here's our check for Sick Kid. And it's gonna be half magic. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, Moon Pearl on the pyramid. If the Moon Pearl's on the pyramid, that would be the only Aga possibility, which is why. Yep, there it's dead. Okay.
Yep, never mind.
Yep, it's in the back of it's in the back of the tavern. Okay.
Yeah, so we can cross Aga off of the list. There's absolutely no reason to go there now.
Yeah, it was just I saw Tracy in chat was beginning to describe it and was right on about the pyramid ledge being the only thing that could have been on that pyramid ledge that would have made an Aga required, but now we don't need it. And in fact, now we have Dark World access too. So we got the hammer, the first lift upgrade, and we've got the Moon Pearl. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody makes that early dip into Dark World, maybe to check like Hypegate or something before heading back. And yeah, I'd say that's not a bad call from Yoshi, actually, getting the mail upgrade. If you have to,
Early, yeah, early
Yeah.
mail upgrade is always a blessing.
yeah, I was gonna say you got boots, and you might have to go to Dark World early to find something. So you probably just want to go ahead and just 10 arrows there at the maze race, so we won't see anybody go do that. But you want to be able to find that early safety to get you through Dark World safe, because I always like to point this out. Game doesn't care that you're going early into Dark World; it's still going to hit just as hard as it normally would.
Yeah, and since we've got all of Thievestown, Village of Outcast area, Pod, we got a lot of hard-hitting areas open, and one bad move could pretty much put you a step away from death's door.
We've got fairly generous seats so far, and there we are. We're seeing that first bit of divergence. Illus is going to Village of Outcasts, and here we go. There's our pendants at Swamp, Ice, and Thievestown. I missed the 5-6, but they're both in the Dark World.
Yeah, Skullwoods and Turtle Rock I was seeing.
Absolutely. This is why we got 4 sets of eyes better than 2.
Now that is actually a really good thing for both the runners here, having Swamp and Ice basically be pendants. We may not have to worry about flippers.
Great. Conversely, if something's on ped, then these runners will be angrily grumbling at this point, because you don't want to have to go into Swamp and Ice if you don't have to.
Yeah, especially if they're pendants. Those are just, dungeons.
Yep. And we're seeing the early dip into Skullwoods here on Last Location here side. Meanwhile, Triple Dino Disaster going for the, I guess you would call it the more traditional play of going to Mini Moldorm Cave and wrapping up the Lake Hylia area. Not really finding a whole lot, Yoshi in Mini Moldorm Cave. Gonna save and quit. Probably gonna probably go into Dark World, and my guess is Hype Cave.
The only decent thing we got out of that venture was Ether, and that's only going to be if Turtle Rock requires it.
Yep. Which certainly could.
I mean, come on. Why be Randomizer if there's going to be a vanilla Ether in there?
Yep, so 5-6, Thievestown, Skullwoods. Not the worst. There's the bow, or a bow, in Skullwoods, so...
That is fantastic news.
That's a nice find.
That's 2 crystal dungeons that are now logically clearable.
Mm-hmm. And of course the death warp there from Illus on the left there. Gonna hop out. Just easier to die there in the backtrack, especially when you don't have the mirror.
Yeah, that one's always a pain to do if you don't do the wise thing and grab a small key before hitting the front.
Yeah, I'd say Hype Cave probably. It's a low scoring out of 10, but getting the heart container is not terrible at this point. You get something of value, and big 20 just up on Pyramid Ledge. So, nope. But at least we know that 5-6 Crystal does not have the Ice Rod, or the Fire Rod for that matter. So neither of the rods are in the pyramid.
That is a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
Now you know you've been watching too many mysteries when you're wondering why they didn't bother to check what the goal was.
But first dip into the front part. Maybe for the whole... Actually, maybe I think probably we'll see... maybe we'll see Illus do the full dungeon. It's usually pretty quick to do, but at least first 4 here to get these chests out of the way in Thievestown.
I always find it wise to go ahead and check the back if you only get 1 or 2 dungeon items. If you get all 4, definitely. If you only get the big key, I'd say skip it.
Yeah, I don't dislike that play from Yoshi either. Doing the early catfish check it's just, if it's a necessary item, getting that out of the way now and getting that cleared off your bingo card, so to speak. Not really like a bingo card, but if you're using a tracker, getting that square knocked off your map, because otherwise, if you go to early Zora, you go early Waterfall, and you check all those locations, you're probably never going back there because it's kind of isolated and hard to route in. And I bet Yoshi, with the lamp and the mitts, probably going to check, Lumberjack Ledge, and then we're going to go straight up to Death Mountain.
Wise play, just to go ahead and get that save spot going. Can't do anything other than Old Man and, well, some info of Spec Rock. But that could actually give him a decent bit of leeway.
Yeah, having the Old Man save point as well is not the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah, especially being fluteless at this point, it is a godsend.
Mm-hmm. Digging game on Illus's side. Old Man turns out to be not much. Digging game turns out to be not much.
I'm going to make a quick prediction, and I'm going to see if Illus is going to do it. He's a far better player than I, so he probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking that once he gets to Hype Cave, finds out it's Garbo, he may save and quit, go to Eastern and finish that first, and then go to Pod.
Not a bad idea, especially since we don't have the mirror, so we can't do it in reverse order. Like you see a lot of people do that, do Pod first, and then try and do Eastern later. And just a save and quit there from Yoshi. But yeah, in this case, when we don't have the mirror, Eastern first into Pod is probably the safe call.
I mean, yeah, there's 5 items in Pod, but chance of getting a mirror in there is kind of slim. Ooh, looks like he is going to go ahead and just go straight to Pod, though.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he realizes that he's... Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, I think he's going over the check pyramid first. Well, Yoshi's going to go and kind of backtrack here. We'll see. It looks like probably we'll see both hunters go and do what the other one did, which is not uncommon in these kind of races. You see a lot of this where one runner does one thing and the other runner does the other thing, and then they basically just flip-flop and do the exact opposite.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to want to go into Pod there. He took that big 20. He needs to farm up a little bit more so he can pay off Kiki. I see this is going to be a Pod incoming. I believe Catfish gave a big 20, didn't he?
I think so. It was junk.
So this should go ahead and give Illus enough to get into Pod. Ah, thank you, Chad, for pointing that out.
Wow, herpes. Yep.
Hey, Yoshi leaving a nice little surprise for getting a free item refill out of the brewery. Now, let's see if he goes ahead and decides to dip the back of Thieves down here. There are going to be 3 items in the back, since we got a map, the big key, and the small key up front.
Yeah, it's one of those situations too where your counting of your chests is going to be pretty important. Because if you get those 2 items like right out of the bat, you just know, okay, everything else is junk. I don't need it.
I think I see what Illus is going to be doing now.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and do a South Shore straight into the Eastern area.
Not a bad call. Not a bad call.
Ooh, and Yoshi is going to go ahead and check out the back. That is going to be good. If there's anything useful here, then that's going to definitely be an edge for Yoshi.
Indeed.
A fairly clean mini mold arm cave, being able to go ahead and get 3 of the 4 with bombs. Not bad. And then gonna find out that he just replenished all of them. Ooh, this is intriguing. Oh, we have our compass up in the attic, so that means we've got Blind Cell, the big chest, and Blind himself that have items.
Nice. Always interesting to see that.
That's always the fun thing with Pendant Thieves Town, with early game routing choices. Do you go ahead and just take that risk? Because we've got a bunch of stuff to do over in the eastern area. We got the 3 checks at Saha, 3 items in Eastern, 5 items in Pod. That's 11 versus 4. And as I've learned in school numbers, 11 is indeed bigger than 4.
Indeed.
Yeah, it looks like Illus is going to be moseying over to Eastern now. Give us a quick check at the Lake Hylia to see it's a heart container.
Now, very good question here. Is when you're sprinting with the boots, that's not really a mosey though. Like a mosey is kind of like a slow walk. It's more of a dash, but I think I'm just being way too technical here.
You can be a quick mosey.
Yes, I like Stags' comment. Saunter plus. Yes.
There we go.
There we go. Now with extra pep.
Now, looks like Illus is going to bank on the mirror being in Pod. It's happened many, many times, but let's see if it happens. And unfortunately for Yoshi, there was absolutely nothing in Thieves Town aside from just broken hearts. So unless Pod has something, this was a complete waste of time. Or Pet, sorry, not Pod. Good, it does look like Yoshi is going to go ahead and grab that bow here in a second. I always like to look at the front of Skull Woods as just an overworld check. Just do it whether or not you got the fire rod, it's easy peasy.
So, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what we uncover here in Pod. A lot of chests in this dungeon. It's one of the more item-dense possibilities for our runners to go through, and it's, obviously with that bow, the lamp, it's pretty open here from the get-go. Bow, lamp, hammer.
Oh yes. See, that's why it's
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, hookshot is going to be a nice find there in Pod.
Thankfully, no mirror as of yet, so we don't have to worry about the possibility of, heading over to Swamp. Still need flippers, of course, but it's all right. We don't have to worry about it yet. It's cool.
Yeah, I feel like the race so far has the key defining feature of this race so far has been whenever we have to ask a question about, hey, is item X here, it immediately like shows up. So yeah, chat was literally just asking us about, oh, can both these runners hover, and then the hook and then Illus finds the hook shot, and it's just like, okay, yeah, we don't have to ask that question anymore because the answer is doesn't matter.
Ooh, I like this play. I love seeing this. Whenever we find a small key and a big key on the right side, just go straight to the boss and get it out of the way.
Yeah, that's a good call. You get that. You should get popped back out at the start anyways, so you can go to the back and check everything. So, but this kind of makes it maybe a little bit easier to navigate.
Our Yoshi boy here checking out Saha's closet, and then more than likely gonna go pop over to Easter. Ooh, knowledgeable. We've got the book in there, so that's gonna be setting us up for our desert play next. Now the nice thing, since we know that the hookshot's in play, we've got all of Death Mountain available to us. So hair is good. With that book, we'll have the Ether Tablet, got Paradox, we got Spiral Cave. Just more upon more checks. And here is our 6-heart Helmasaur fight. Blue Mail,
Yep.
You don't have to worry about dying.
No, yeah, you just have to be careful of where you're standing, pretty much.
The Master Sword's going to make the second phase a whole heck of a lot easier.
Yep. So will the bow.
I like that though, not taking the risk, just firing those arrows like crazy.
Yep. Got a nice little bit of help there with the tail swipe too. That'll freeze the Helmasaur King in position. I think a piece of heart for their troubles, but yeah, the Helmasaur King just freezes in position. And pretty easy just to fire off a couple arrows into the weak spot.
Now, with that heart container found, that is going to go ahead and put us at 2 items for the dungeon so far. So we got 3 more in the bag.
Yeah, we'll see. Illus just gonna go back and dip right back in, go straight to the back.
Yeah, with this much exploration needing to do in the world, you do not want to skip easy locations.
Yep. You know what? Yoshi's actually doing the opposite and doing Eastern Palace first.
Now, I missed what was in Cannonball Room, but I know we saw a piece of heart in the right side. I'm guessing it was an item.
Yeah, it was a compass.
Ah, okay, so it looks like he's going to take that gamble, see if we just end up having a map in the vanilla big key chest.
Yep, it's a 50-50 shot at this point.
And there'll be another heart piece for Illus.
And Illus is now going back through the dark maze. Gonna find big 20.
Hug a fireball for a moment.
And there's the map.
Which means we've got this little puppy.
And it's a full heart. But we're gonna get to see here, is this the map? It is the map, so there is an item left side Eastern Palace that has not been found yet.
Now that's a fun gamble with this. We're this early. We've got so much stuff to look for. Would you risk it?
No, probably not. I tend to be as when I run these seeds, I tend to be a little thorough. But Yoshi's gonna make the gamble that it's junk. So yeah, not super risky or anything like that. But you know, you don't want to be in a situation later where you're like one item away from being in go mode, and you're trying to have to think, where did I not check? Yeah, Yoshi's going to find that hook shot here in a little bit. Very happy for our runners that they don't have to experience the pure terror that is hook shot in Hookshot Cave in the bonkable chest. It is terrible, and I would not wish that upon the worst people in the world.
My favorite is when it's on Trinix. Thankfully, it's a crystal, so you're going to get there anyway,
Right.
But
yeah,
I guess an equivalent would be like it being on Coldster instead.
Yeah, a lot of bad memories for me tied to that position for a hookshot. A lot of bad memories.
Oh, jeez. I take it you had some bad luck with some Plandos?
I had a bad luck with a tournament race a couple years ago, and I lost because of that.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's not a great position. Those locations like that where they're just like, yeah, you can get there, but you just have to remember that you can get there with this method. But thankfully, I think for Illus and Yoshi, they're very smart, and they should know how to be able to get into a lot of these situations and get out of them as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem for these two runners. Runners of this caliber don't make mistakes. And I say that now just to jinx them.
I mean, to be fair, Invitational League, these are teams and runners that we've invited back from past seasons, and they've all kind of competed very well. And of course, one of the things to keep in mind, this is playoffs, so all these teams have also qualified for playoffs, which means that they are among the 3 best teams in their division and the top 12 teams overall. So, and looks like Yoshi's bet did pay off. It was just the rupee. I think it was just a big 20 hanging out on the left side there. We saw from Illus, so gamble worth.
Yep, he won that bet for sure. Ah, dang it, now I'm stuck thinking on hover seeds. Hover seeds! Oh, how I hate them!
Yeah, we're just kind of... I think we're going to see... I think Yoshi's going to do the same thing that we saw Illus do a little bit earlier, which is go take care of Helmasaur King, then go to the back. While Illus will be first to clear both dungeons, which obviously makes sense because Illus was the first to go into one of these 2 dungeons, so should be the case.
I'm gonna make my next failed prediction here and say he's gonna go straight up the mountain. Check out Paradox Cave.
I would not be too surprised if that's the play, because we have seen Yoshi go up to the mountain, but we haven't seen that play from Illus yet, and that's a location that if you're looking at what you've got and kind of thinking on your map, just where should I go next, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I for one have been thinking, if you've got the ability to clear a crystal dungeon, do so.
Yeah.
Because hey, if you find a progressive item in one of them, then hey, you're good.
Ooh, well, yeah, that's gonna change things a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Desert's on the menu. We still might see Death Mountain, but Desert's now open as well. And the once we get the mirror, we'll have the 2 tablets open as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. No, it's gonna be he's going up to the mountain. Okay. I saw him turn up there for a moment. And I thought, okay, maybe he's gonna go check the ped just to make sure, but no. Yeah, but the one nice thing for Illus is he'll be able to go around and get to Hera while clearing Paradox Cave. So that probably is the play here.
Oh yeah, and I bet we're not going to see any type of ped check anytime soon unless we find the mirror and the flippers before the flute and the cane.
Yeah, but to quote a little bit of Gary Glenn Ross here, ABCD, always be clearing dungeons. That's kind of the way to go. You know, if you can get to a dungeon and clear it, especially a crystal dungeon, do it. Get that out of the way.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
But yeah, we're gonna see. Let's just drop down here and we'll hook shot across and we'll see what's in Paradox Cave for the first time.
Let's see, we got 7 in Paradox, 1 in Spiral, 2 in Hera, and then 1 on Ether Tablet. We'll see what's on Floating Island, just won't be able to get to it anytime soon.
Right. But you know, any intel you can get is good intel. Even if it tells you that something's not there. You know, that's you know, you can start to remove locations from your mind. There's the magic cape. And I think with half magic that definitely will put
I don't think either of
Spike
our
Cave,
runners here we didn't see what was on Bumper Ledge, did we?
Nope. We haven't been that. There's the Fire Rod, but we haven't seen what's on Bumper Ledge, and Spike Cave is well within logic now. With the magic cape, the half magic, and the hook shot, and the boots, you know, that's easily doable once Illus comes out of Tower of Hera. But might choose to do Spiral Cave first.
I always feel it's better to do Tower of Hera first, but that's just me. Oh, silvers!
Yo. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if somebody goes for those.
I 100% would.
It's, you know, you're gonna be probably checking Hookshot Cave anyways, so you might as well. You know, it's gonna be like an extra 20 seconds, but it will save you so much time. And yeah, there's the Desert Palace play we were looking for. It's on iiYoshii side of the race here, while Illus getting a full heart container off of the Ether Tablet. And that is a good point too. Just being reminded, of course, about the fact that we still need Mirror to do that. So if Mirror's somewhere inconvenient, we may not get those.
Yeah.
Now that we've said that, of course, the way this seat's been going, we'll find the Mirror in like Hera or Desert Palace. Oh, Candace Samaria is on the torch.
Ooh.
That was always available once we get in Desert Palace because we have the boots from the get-go. So
that is intriguing. Kane doesn't do anything good for us as of right now. We don't have access to any of the dungeons that actually make that useful, but it's always a good thing to have.
Right, we're gonna need it later anyways. So it's good. It's always just good not to have to worry about these things.
Oh yeah.
And ourselves a Moldworm fight here. Let's already making the setup here, trying not to get bounced off the edge. And nicely done, making it look easy. It's Compass for the trouble.
So I wasn't paying attention for the first item, but did we pick up our map in Tower of Hera?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you, chat, for pointing that out. Thankfully, we've got bombs and a heart piece in Hera, so we ain't got to worry about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Although a map piece would be pretty funny.
This isn't Wind Waker. We're not having to piece together maps and stuff.
I really like the setup that Yoshi's got fighting
Ooh.
Landmo here.
And there's the Ice Rod and Spiral Cave.
But we're only 39 minutes in. That's not a nice rod hunt. This is too easy.
So yeah, for those wondering, what do we still need for Go mode? For sure, what we for sure need is the flute, because we need that to be able to get over to Meyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely need flute. We definitely need Titansmiths, and we might possibly need one of those 2 medallions.
Right. We also need mirror if we need mirror to get into a dungeon to get one of those items. So that's also part of the whole chain there too. And now Illus is heading over to Desert Palace. We'll find that cane.
Now back to more intrigue here. I'm kind of rattling my brain over what we haven't checked yet, and what is actually available to us without those myths. And I think our answer is actually going to be back in Skull Woods.
That would be the logical location for Illus to go next, and Yoshi gonna go ahead and hop on out. Take the not often seen right side exit there. Very, very often we see that in Entrance Randomizer. We do not see it very often outside of that. But that's a scenario right there that we would certainly use that in.
Mm-hmm. Now we're checking the ever-illustrious Fart Cave. Aptly named because if you actually talk to that dude back there hiding alone in the cave, he tells you one of 6 different stories. One of which is he once farted so bad it drove all the jazz hands guys into the sand. The other stories are equally funny, but I like Fart Cave the best.
Also known, for those who are wondering, by its regular name of Vagina's Cave, but just so we don't confuse the people who are like you get new people in the randomizer like, oh yeah, it's in Fart Cave. Or like everyone's like, where's
God,
Fart Cave?
I would feel so bad if some new rando player was like legitimately calling it Fart Cave, and we're like, no, that's what it's called. It's like, no, it's not.
I heard it on the TV one day. Has to be true. That Yoshi now going and clearing out Paradox Cave is going to find those silvers up on the floating island, so he'll have that intel as well.
Let's see. You did mention Spike Cave, which we haven't gone to yet. We've got the one item left in Skullwoods, and then Bumper Ledge, and I think that's actually it for what we haven't seen.
Yeah. So, couple of questions here in chat. Turtle Rock might be available not without Titan's mitts. Also, we don't know the medallion for that yet. Did Illus get all the items from Hera? Yes. Dig spot check? Yes. Where's the fun and proper names? Well, it's about not getting those names banned and getting in trouble for that. So. But a nice job there on the little bit quicker fight for Illus. Just having that having the fire rod there makes the Lamolus fight a little smoother. You can also use the ice rod in a pinch.
Who knew that setting a worm on fire would end up beating it quicker?
And actually, Yoshi gonna go ahead and check Spiral Cave first. So does know that the silvers are on the floating island. We have Zora hasn't been checked yet, so someone could set up a fake flipper or water walk to go do that.
Oh right, we haven't talked to the big fish yet.
Yep. Well, at least in the light world, we haven't talked to the scam artist. We talked to the big fish in the dark world. So.
But is the catfish really the big fish?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Argus
he does typically have better things, yeah.
Yeah, Argus is like an invertebrate jellyfish thingy.
Yeah, you don't see little tiny tentacles underneath him, so
technically
is Argus?
Technically not a fish, so science.
Yeah. The more you know.
But yeah, Yoshi gonna get the Yoshi's gonna get the heart beast here, and then probably away we go to Tower of Hera, get all the things. Dead Rock be trolling. Welcome to Death Mountain. That happens normally.
And just to kind of nip this in the bud, in chat, asking, could Ped be Flute? Yes. It's pretty much the only decent thing that Ped could be at this point, aside from
Right.
Medallion that we need.
Ped could be Flute, a medallion that we might need, or a fetch quest item that leads to one of said things.
Like the mushroom and the powder.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fetch quest upon fetch quests.
And yeah, just a real quick there, nice Harapot clip from using the hook shot from Yoshi. And a clip all the way up to the top, and
Lag a little bit to
Yep.
make us think about it.
Yep. And slightly lag.
Oh my gosh! Illus hasn't gotten his blue mail, so he's been doing all
Nope.
this with green.
Yep.
Dang! Glad he's healthy.
Yeah, so as far as what we still need to go for the remaining items, it's just kind of a matter of figuring out what we need to get into dungeons and what dungeons we need to go into.
Now, if the fates are kind for our wonderful runners here, they will actually give them what they need before finding the Titans mitts. Because Go Mode Titans is just perfect.
Yep. So, looks like Yoshi having a little bit of difficulty on their side. So just hopefully get them back here in a moment. Meanwhile, Illus will be, looks like, clearing out the back of Skull Woods.
Now, I'm hoping, not for Illus's sake, of course, but just so we can actually see what it is, if it's something important. I'm hoping that Spike Cave is not actually the answer, because I have a feeling we're not going to see Yoshi get into it. We're just going to see the tail end of him actually picking up the thing in Spike Cave.
Meanwhile, we've got Illus going back through the second half, back half of, I guess you could call it, of Skull Woods here, using that fire rod. Half magic, so this, with blue mail, this should not be too bad of a fight. It's still going to be a little difficult just because it's Mothula, and Mothula is a pain in the butt, but
yeah, I was
fire
going to say
rod,
giant butt.
Yeah, fire rod will make this a little bit easier as long as he can make sure. There we go. Just don't want to get those shots on the spikes because sometimes. Oh, there we go. There's Yoshi. Welcome back, Yoshi.
Yay! Now we'll never know if he actually did Spike Cave.
I think the only reasonable assumption we can make right now is, that he's cleared out Tower of Hera as Bandman updates the tracker. With about.
Oh, right, we can actually check out their stream too.
Yep.
My dar.
Yep. Yeah, so the big difference right now, as far as dungeon clears, is that obviously we've got full clear of Thieves Town for Yoshi. Illus only did front 4. Other than that, it looks like Yoshi's heading on over to take care of Skullwood, so they will be back to back there. Bumper Cave's only a piece of heart, so we won't see that play. Neither runner is going to go up there for that.
Now, I did verify that iiYoshii did not actually find anything useful there up on the mountain, so if he did check Spike Cave, there wasn't anything there. But yeah, now that we know what Skullwood's item is...
Actually, Illus is going to go to the back, it looks like.
Oof, this is just going to be a bit of a waste of time for him, sadly. I mean, it's not a bad play, I gotta say, because like Chad's pointing out, it's 3 items versus 1.
Right.
So, waste the time of going on to Zora for the 1 check, or bank on it being one of the 3 in Thieves Town. Now you all can understand why this is nicknamed the Hellway. This poor Illus there goes from full health down to 3.5 hearts. Now to point something else in chat here, I like what you guys are thinking, but it's our jobs to be the evil ones, okay? Vanilla flips,
right.
It would be good. But we're supposed to be the evil ones, okay?
Yeah, that is true.
Now, speaking of water checks, it looks like our wonderful Yoshi here is becoming aquatic, doing the fake flipper. Oh, no! He got flippers! That's what it was!
Oh, goodness.
Oh, that was flippers in Spike Cave, then!
And there's the Titan's Mitt. Oh, for Illus. That is... Whew.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yep. You know, I was kind of sad at first when we were like, oh, there's nothing in Spike Cave, because everything I was looking at with half magic, hammer, cape, and boot, obviously boots from the get-go, but I'm like thinking that's like a go to Spike Cave starter set. And
right?
Yeah. Whew.
This is nuts. This does open up Ice Palace for us. This also lets us, as long as Ether is the medallion that Turtle Rock needs, lets us full clear Turtle Rock and then have access to Pyramid Fairy. So we could have a flute in the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, for anyone wondering where the boots were, the boots were available from the get-go because this is a casual boot seed. And we are seeing Yoshi go up and check Zora here.
Yeah, the boots were on your feet the entire time.
Like you sleep in your boots, you woke up in your boots.
Makes you wonder, in the normal game when you find boots, do you think Link just happens to remember he's actually wearing them?
Nah, they're special boots. They're go fast boots.
Now, here's another fun thing, and I think this goes into play with a lot of, I'd say more experienced rando players. One of the most common things to do in any time you play a rando these days is to go ahead and fake flipper over to do hobo check, and if you get the moon pearl, do the waterfall fairy. However, these two guys got so much item density so early on, there was really no point to it, because very rarely do you ever get something out of logic that's good. This just so happens to give us Titan's Mitts. So now Illus is going to go ahead and get his pair of flippers here, and we're about to find out what Turtle Rock is going to be. We've got a 33% chance of it being Ether. Let's see. Ah, it's vanilla.
We're going to need that Quake medallion.
Alright, so we are a Flute and Quake away for the most part. Possibly Flute, Quake, and Bombos away. We get a tempered.
Indeed, we get some good news there. There's Bombos.
Woo!
There's the flute in Hookshot Cave.
Ooh!
Ooh. Oh yeah, Yoshi can't get the Yoshi cannot get the silvers. They are taunting. Need the mirror for that. Yep.
Mirror and GT would just be rude, especially if it's like, well, I don't know. Okay, let's say you find mirror on Bob's torch. Would you go out and grab the silvers?
Yep. I might do it. Like, even if I'm in a race and I think it's close, I might do it because I know that might make it a lot quicker for the GT fight and going up the tower.
As anyone that's seen me race will know, I would definitely do that because I meme like an idiot. But I agree with your statement.
I think it's a situation where you have to think about, and I mean you could go either way. I think it's a matter of just if you go left side and it's on Bob's torch immediately, then you're just like, okay, I'm going out to get it. If it's deep within GT and you find it and then you find the big key, I can't really say that it would make much sense to go out and get it at that point.
So here's hoping that the mirror is not post Moldorm chest.
Right. Yeah, I also would say it depends on your confidence in your silver list as well.
I mean, tempered makes it a breeze.
Right.
But, kind of like,
yeah, if you were like Master Sword, I might go get it. If tempered, maybe not. Gold Sword, absolutely not. No reason to.
That's when you get the really weird dudes that are like perfect mathematicians.
Yep.
So they go ahead and crunch the time. It's like, okay, it would take me 34.3 seconds to get the silvers.
Right. I think that would be the big thing, is trying to think about how long it would take. It probably would take about a minute. So a minute, maybe a little bit longer than that. So, I guess it really depends on your comfort and your skill level. But I think for these runners, I don't think we'll see them do it. There's Quake, so yeah.
So that's a 56-35. We're in go mode.
Yep. There we go.
Now, here's a really nice thing, since we followed that wonderful ABCs, always be completing dungeons. We only got 2 left.
Yep. I was gonna say, and chat is also pointing out Ped's dead, and we probably won't see those silvers. And I agree with both of those statements. I don't think there's a reason we'll see either of these two go hunting for them, unless, I can't even see them doing it. If there was any reason, like they found mirror. I can't even see them doing that. I think they'll probably just go straight to GT.
Rest in peace, memes. We will love you dearly.
The reason I'm saying that, now that I think about it more here, is at this point the seed's been so quick. Whether you're Yoshi, is that did we get the Godmire? We got the Godmire.
We did.
Wow, nice.
Man, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. I am not gonna say it in the hopes that we actually get it.
I have a question, Chaz. Has anyone ever cleared Randomizer in under an hour? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Certain game modes make it really. Certain game modes and certain players in those game modes make it super likely that we get sub-hour runs.
I think the quickest one I've ever seen was a 12-minute completion, but it was a 0-0 fast Ganon.
Wow.
With Kakarika literally having everything. 2 swords, Moon Pearl, hammer, armor, glove.
Wow. That would be something.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But yeah, Yoshi in the lead right now, even with having well, actually they both have now cleared out Thieves Town, so we're at parity here.
Yeah, iiYoshii is a full dungeon ahead, but seeing as how this is a Godmire, that's not that big of a leap for Illus to go ahead and follow up on. And after poking that eyeball 8 times with pointy sticks, it goes down, and we're gonna flute all the way back to the mountain.
Yep. And chat be like, well, I'm pretty sure the question was about non-meme modes, and the answer to that is still yeah. It is still yes. I've seen it completed in under an hour, just with some incredibly lucky item placement.
Oh yeah. I think my favorite type of speed 7/7 defeat Ganon would be having a pendant. Oh, let's see. I think actually their setup right here is the best. Pendant Swamp, Pendant Ice, Pendant Thieves, not having to go into any of them. So that way you can do Eastern and Pod at the same time, Desert and Mire at the same time.
Yeah, basically the way you would want to do that, get that set up that quick, is either all short dungeons with no dips into the long ones, or just go mode the long ones, where you're basically just like, okay, just go straight to the end.
Oh, and to answer the chat here, Illus lost a little bit of time having to climb back up the mountain. iiYoshii actually dipped into Spike Cave after Hera found those flippers and was able to go ahead and get those Titansmiths earlier. Illus had to go ahead and walk back up the mountain to go ahead and get those flips.
Very nice spooky action glitch there from Illus, though. So that's always nice to see. Get that set up and executed. Yep. Meanwhile, iiYoshii now on to the final dungeon, the preferred final dungeon here, which is Torp Rock.
I like this, keeping it nice and calm, 4 hearts. Even with Blue Mail, if he gets touched by one of those eyeballs, it could very well kill him.
Yes, and you gotta watch out for the lightning bolts as well. So, nice job there by Illus getting the first shot in before the animation was complete.
iiYoshii giving us all a reminder that it's good to go ahead and firmly plant your feet on the platform.
Firmly grasp it with your feet.
Firmly grasp it. Unfortunately, iiYoshii never picked up Burna, so he doesn't get that wonderful hook dash, or cane dash. I know words.
Yep. Still a pretty close race between these two. iiYoshii definitely in the lead at this point by a decent margin. I guess would be a good way to describe it. Decent, but not unbeatable. Not in the slightest. This is still going to come down to GT Big Key location, what choices they make on how they route it, and perhaps some execution as well as we go up through the gauntlet. So there's still opportunity here for Illus to claw back some time. Obviously, the later you get in the seed and the closer you get to the finish, the opportunities begin to shorten up a bit here, and it becomes a lot more difficult to do that. But you know, nothing's over till we get that cross of the finish line.
And it's always fun to watch races like this because you've got 2 top caliber racers here, and their execution's pretty darn good. I mean, you're very unlikely, especially with 11 hearts, Blue Mail, some safeties, that you're probably not going to see them slip up. But doesn't mean that they're not, it's not a definite no. Some terrible incident could happen. A meteor could fall from the sky and shake the very earth beneath them, cause them to hit the wrong button.
Especially if we're doing this silver list, there's an extra little bit of degree of difficulty in that. Not necessarily for these runners as far as like knowing what to do, but if you get if you make the smallest mistake and get that bad bounce off Ganon when you do your sword spin, and you end up bouncing off into the abyss, you can actually fall down and have to go back up and do the whole thing over again.
Yep.
So we'll very likely, I think, from Yoshi, we'll very likely see some very, very smart and stable play as far as that last fight. We'll just see him kind of do it as quick as possible, but without taking too much risk.
And nerves definitely have got to play into this big time. I mean, iiYoshii's team, the Triple Dino Disaster, have a lead at this point. They don't want to lose it. Last Locationers need this win to go ahead and make sure they're still in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be playing on both their minds pretty harshly.
Yep. So just to keep everyone in the loop on what the scenarios are here. Of course, if Illus wins, it's 1-1, and we go into at least 4 games. If not, it's 2-0 for Triple Dino Disaster, and it will be facing a series point match for Game 3. So there will be an opportunity for them to close it out and advance to the conference finals. And of course, on the other side of the tournament right now in the light world, we have Error 216 and the 2019 Titansmiths of 2019 are having their 5-game series with Error 216 up. As we see Trinex very quickly going down here, and it's almost time to do that game that we like to do.
It's this wonderful game about guessing. Happens to involve little tiny pieces of metal hidden somewhere precariously in a gigantic dungeon.
So you want to talk about that, Scruff?
Yeah, since we're getting this crystal here, we're going to go ahead and start this thing here in just a sec, but pick a number between 1 and 22, and that is where our GT Big Key is going to be for the day. We've got one of those 22 locations that are going to go ahead and get us up that tower. The rest are going to be bupkis, so pop that into chat. You have until we actually enter GT, so get your guesses in now.
Yep, I already put my guess in chat. I think the seed's been a little too kind to everybody. I'm going to go ahead and say it's deep within the thing, and I go with 21.
I'm not that rude, but I am going to go ahead and stick with my third team.
Great. Watch it be like 1. It's going to be first guess now.
For the win!
Yep. Or right side. Do we have the God key? No, we got the small key. And the big 20. And we're going left side. Bob's Torch will be next. Number 3 coming up here in just a moment.
So rip everyone's guesses that were 1 and 2. Better luck next time.
No, the boomerang's there.
Oh, that's right. We never found a boomerang.
Great.
I know some of you are wondering, why would he waste time picking up a boomerang? It's because there's a nifty trick you guys are going to see here in about 30 seconds.
Yep. 4, 5. Well, that is to say if it's not in here. 6. If it's not 7, we'll see it. It is 7. Okay.
Oh, dang it! Lucky
So yeah,
7.
we won't get to see it, unfortunately.
Oh well.
He's gonna bunk back across. Actually, well, he
Yeah,
has to
that's
because Yeah, you
no
don't,
mirror.
I was gonna say without the mirror, you normally don't see that. You don't see him have to go back across and go up the stairs.
One of those wonderful things where you don't really get to see it almost ever.
Right. And nice job. Congratulations, Kimmy. Guessing number 7. Also Danger Mall. Also guessing 7. So congratulations to both of you. Nicely done.
Now go buy a lottery ticket and hopefully win some money.
Yeah, this has been a very nice seed for both runners. Very, very friendly. Other than Spike Cave having the flippers being the only mean thing really that Yoshi figured out. Yoshi checked and Illus did not. So that's kind of the difference, the big difference right now. Just Illus having to go back up and check that, while Yoshi was able to route it in efficiently from the get-go.
And hey, this is really up to execution at this point.
Yep.
Depending on how well these two do with their GT climb could make the difference between having a minute lead to having just a 20-second lead.
Yep, and it is entirely possible to be ahead going into the gauntlet and then to come out of the gauntlet behind. Entirely possible. We've seen it happen before. Just because you might have a little slip up here or there. And it's really going to happen in closer matches. So even with like a 2-minute difference here between these two, that's still, there's no comfort in that. If you know you have a 2-minute lead, you're not backing down and letting off the throttle at this point.
And I gotta say, props to iiYoshii here, getting through the first part of the gauntlet in just 60 seconds.
Wow. Making it look super smooth and super easy. Now gets a little bit of a breather here into the most satisfying room in the game part 1. Place that block down, kill those whiz robes.
That sound.
Yes, walk across the bridge here. And most satisfying room in the game part 2. More whiz robe action. Boom. And that's why we call it that room. Because you basically feel like invincible once you walk in there and just kill everything in one blow. Especially after you've been running this for a while, like an hour and a half. And you're just like, I just want to do something cool.
I concur.
Mm-hmm. And up the stairs. Knows that he's not going to get the despawn. Doesn't have
Thankfully.
it doesn't have to do the thing. Yeah, that's the other thing too that we didn't even mention that could happen. But thankfully, almost all of our runners know by now the whole trick around that, so that doesn't happen.
Oh yeah, and it's one of those things where if it happens to you once, it will never happen again.
Yep. Meanwhile, Moldorm 2. There we go. Nicely done from Yoshi. Gonna hook shot across here, get to the last chest, and probably just to straight up ignore it. Yep. But it just
there's
takes
no
time.
real point. Yeah, the best thing you can hope for is another heart container, the red mail.
Mirror.
Mirror would just be mean at this point. Like, here you go. Go ahead and go grab those silvers, champ. You earned them.
Yep. Anyways. There we go. Gonna do some mathematics here. Double to start with. Let's see what's next. Another double. Blue ball. I'm gonna avoid that. So 2, 2. Maybe a 2, 2, 2. No, 2, 2, 1. Give me a 2, 2. Probably 1, 1. Yeah, that's a good line up there. There we go. 2, 2, 1, 1. As Ganon flies away, and we are met by the most pure creature in the world, the duck.
I thought you were going to say the bat or something. It's like, dude.
Nope, because remember, the lore of the Dark World is that, Link turns into a bunny, you turn into whatever you are on the inside, basically. Mm-hmm. And the duck is a duck in both worlds, so the duck is the most pure thing, because it's the duck on the inside, too.
That's such a nice duck.
Yep. Hey, bacon facts. Nice. Thank you, Ganon.
I'm really hungry for bacon now.
There we go.
Yeah,
flippers
didn't get
were
the one cycle, but
but flippers were logically required for this. I'm just looking at chat asking a question about that. Do they know where silvers are? Yep, both of them know that it's up on the floating island. They both saw it. We don't have the mirror, so we can't get it. And I don't think we would anyways at this point.
nah.
Yep. On to phase 3. Looks like Yoshi getting ready to set up for Torch Glitch. Illus now taking care of Moldorm 2. Three swipes. Did you find the arrows? Yeah, we know where they are at. You didn't hide them very well, bud.
Illus has got to be careful on this. I
Yep.
just saw him go through the battles. He's got no safeties.
Nope. Well, he's got a fairy. He's got that fairy in a bottle he picked up earlier, I think. We haven't seen that used yet, so he's got one safety if he makes a mistake, but he can't fall in. That would be the big problem at this point.
Oh yeah, that would pretty much be match.
Yeah.
Getting fantastic triples set up on these.
Very nice. And Illus now also taking care of Agatu. You're going to meet our duck friend.
And of course, I had to jinx him the moment I said that.
There we go. Nicely done. So Yoshi should be in the right position. Should not fall through the bridge unless something really weird happens. But yeah, he should be okay now. So should we get your GGs in chat? And there we go. GG to iiYoshii with an official racetime.gg time of 1:15:42. Gonna move the Triple Dino Disaster team to 2-0. 1 win away from a conference finals visit. And yeah, we will probably try and get our runners in here. But first off, we're gonna focus on Illus, who's now in phase 3 on the Ganon fight. Having a little bit of difficulty here, down to a heart and a half. Just gotta be a little bit careful here. 2 more sword swipes, and then we're on to phase 4. There we go. Did you find the arrows on Death Mountain? Sure did. Did we get them? Nope. Good old Sassy Ralph. But, yeah, we're waiting for Illus to just about finish up here. Pretty close. Just taking it easy, being safe. Getting those sword spins in. Gotta dodge those fire bats. Nice triples. And wait for, of course, to come down to the bottom here just to set that up a little bit easier. And there we go. About to get some
GGs.
Yeah, GGs in chat, of course, for Illus as well. And we'll get that time here in a moment. Official racetime.gg time of 1:17:42. So exactly 2 minutes behind. And breakfast is indeed served, apparently. So.
Oh, and to answer that question in chat, I do believe the next ones up for these two teams should be, if I'm not mistaken, Lin versus Shireen.
I think you are correct. I think those are the 2 runners that we haven't seen so far. So, yeah.
And fun little tidbit that I just saw here, just to go ahead and stroke Yoshi's ego a little bit, he has had a perfect record for this league so far.
Wow, that's I would have to look through and see what other who else has a perfect record. I think there's at least one other team that well, obviously there's one other team that has Vendrana, I believe is still, they're all three of them are still perfect. I think, but yeah, I think beyond that, I don't think that I'm not sure that we have a. I'll have to check here. I'm not sure that we have a perfect team. Yeah, Fendrana's still perfect. Yeah, all three all three runners and Fendrana drifters are all undefeated, and
Go,
for
good
Yoshi
lord.
too. Yep.
Now that's definitely
Yep.
a team you want to put some money down on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's definitely some strong teams here. Yeah, well, I think we're going to work on getting everybody into interview if they wanted to. So it'll be just a moment on that.
Now, serious question. How long do you think it'll be until people start betting actual money on these teams?
Okay. I think both runners are on the German stream, it seems like. So that's they're probably doing that first for if they hop over here. But yeah, this was a great race between those two. So it was really tight there. 2 minutes is not, in the grand scheme of things, it seems like a lot of time, but not really as much as you might think.
And I can guarantee you I know exactly where it came by for poor Illus there. Him doing pod first instead of EP, having to go walk back up the mountain to get those flippers, and not doing the spin slashes against Vitreous. But everything else was picture perfect.
Absolutely. So yeah, so while we are while we're waiting here, I know we have some other matches and stuff today, so let's just very quickly go over those. We don't have the time set up yet for Game 3 of this series. It's not after this one, so we'll have to keep an eye out for when this Game 3 gets scheduled for. But at 5:10 p.m. Eastern Time begins our Rando night. So at 5:10 p.m., come on back to SpeedGaming 3 because we've got Shack Tools digging game against WJP DTB. A very creative team name there. So that would be Aussie 101 against In the Name of DT. And we'll have Greg and Tracy on the call for that one. So that will be their game 2. And then we've got on Speed Gaming 2, we've got back-to-backs for the other two teams we were talking about in the Light World division here. The Titans Mitts and Error 216, their games 2 and 3 will be back-to-back on that. Idiom and Error are doing game 2, and Big Dunka and Sailor Nep in game 3. So will be some great matches tonight on Speed Gaming 2 as well.
So be sure to go ahead and slap that follow button. Make sure you stick around for some awesome stuff.
Yep, and yeah. So we're gonna let our we're basically waiting to see if they're gonna hop on over here after they're done on the German stream, which is no problem. So any thoughts, Scruff, about the race here, other than the ones we've talked about? I feel like it was a pretty good race. The seed did feel pretty. I think in hindsight, you could say it felt pretty linear. There was a lot of pointing at where you needed to go, and yeah, just a couple of small things here and there. So yeah,
I'm thinking, like, I'm just racking my brain to see the most evil route that could have happened if they actually fake flipped to get that Titans mitts. And here I'm like, they probably would have also fake flipped into ice. They probably would have full cleared Meyer. Would have done the mirrorless Smith chain. Imagine the kind of crud that you can find during that.
all kinds of fun stuff. But I do just want to go ahead and give everybody the reminder to follow both these runners, both Illus and iiYoshii. You know, lots of good randomizer. Give them a follow if you'd like to see more of this fun stuff.
Oh yeah, these two are fantastic runners. I've seen them play many different modes. Both of them are great, entertaining people. So even if you have no interest in watching the race itself, if you want to go ahead and just check out their streams just to hang out, please do so. They are really cool guys.
Yep, and of course, I want to thank Bandman for doing all the tracking work for us today. Much appreciated to have somebody be an eyes on all of that, because it can be kind of a lot to check out. And of course, want to say thanks, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, for co-commenting with me. Always appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. It's always a nice afternoon's bit of time to go ahead and enjoy some awesome commentary with awesome people.
Cool. So I think they're probably going to skip the English interviews here, so we might be wrapping it up in just a moment. But yeah, this was a good match, and of course, Triple Dino Disaster now 2-0, 1 win away from conference finals on the Light World side, being they're 1 win away from. Well, actually, I'm not going to say they might be the first team to punch, because we still have a bunch of games later today, and we may see somebody. We got at least one game 3 coming up here, so. We'll have to see how all that shakes out, but they're in good position right now. And if your last locationeers, you're hoping for the reverse sweep. You know, we've seen somebody come back from 2-1 already in this tournament. Actually, it was Titans Mitts came back from being down 2-1, I believe, in the last week. So it's very possible that we could see a reverse sweep here as well. So. These teams are all really good. Don't count anybody out. Could be very interesting. Couple of weeks here as we start going through the knockout playoff phase here.
Yep. So always remember, keep your eyes out and hope for the best.
Yep. So yeah. Thanks for being here, everybody. Remember, someone out there loves you, and we love you too. Take care of yourselves this week, and if we don't see you before 2021, have a happy new year, friends. Stay safe and stay happy, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Actually, hi again, everybody. Actually, we just got Illus in here, so hello, Illus. How you doing?
Hey, GG. I
You-
mean,
yeah,
after
sorry about this being like last minute. I was gonna, we did our sign off and everything, and I thought, okay, well, they're just gonna, we got hinted that we might not get an interview, but we do have one, so why
Yeah,
not? How
I
you
tried,
feeling after that?
I tried to do both. It might be a bit stressful with 2 restreams, but yeah, here I am. Unfortunately, didn't win, but I did my best. I don't regret anything really.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty tough. It was a pretty it was definitely, it kind of felt like, in hindsight, you could say felt like a linear seed where it kind of pointed you where you needed to go, but there were times where it was really tough to kind of think that was the case, because there was a lot of options available, and
The end, it all bottlenecked to Hobo.
yep. So yeah, the Spike Cave check really turned out to be, I think, the big one. That having to go back and do that was it wasn't a race killer, obviously. You're still pretty close at the end there, but it never helps to have to go back up and climb the mountain again.
Yeah, there were a few things that Yoshi has done differently, which in the end have saved him time.
Mhm.
I think my route was fine. I could have checked Spike Cave at the end of my The Fountain check, because I didn't have any checks left anyway, and I could have taken the opportunity to skip Thieves Down, or the rest of Thieves Down. I think that would have helped me get ahead, but you don't know beforehand, and I didn't know where Yoshi was exactly.
Right.
So
And it's one of those things, when we're watching and commentating, we can see where everybody's gone, so we know where to go. And I always mention that when you're racing, the only thing you see is what you see in front of you. You don't have Yoshi's side of things. You don't have all this external info that we get as commentators and viewers. So it seems like a situation where it's like, well, why did they miss that? And it's like, it's super easy to overlook something when you're
yeah.
kind of restricted to what you can see.
It was especially tough to estimate, because you could do Hobo at 5 minutes, you could do Hobo at 30 minutes, you could do Hobo at 1 hour, and I didn't really know what to expect from Yoshi at that point. I thought it would probably be really close overall still. Like, I didn't really think that he got to Hobo early, but basically the earlier you got to Hobo, the earlier I would have finished. Like, this could have been a 1 hour to 1 hour 05 seed, and yeah, I'm kind of glad that it was not that kind of blowout, at least. But
Right.
I wish I could win against Yoshi's team for once.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating. Like, I know for a fact it's frustrating when you run so well, get such a good time. A 117 is a really good time for a randomizer seed, and then you look over and you see somebody else's run a little bit quicker, and you're just like, darn it. Especially when it's somebody like you said with Yoshi, like, you've raced against these guys before. You know how kind of what to expect out of them. To expect a pretty close, pretty fair fight. But
Yeah.
yeah. So you guys are you're not out of the tournament yet by any stretch of the imagination, but you got to get the reverse sweep to advance to the conference finals. So I know it's a lot of pressure, but I know you guys. It's good. You got a good team to get this far. So, you got any thoughts on that? As far as like any hopes that you might get for the next 3 games, as far as game modes or anything like that might help.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time for our team to reverse sweep, and quality-wise, I think us and Triple Dino Disasters might be the 2 very best teams in this whole league. So I trust my teammates a lot. I think we can do this. And as for the modes that might come up, I think we can play basically anything, and we'll just decide who plays based on daily performance and
Cool.
emotional state and whatever. And I think we're all top tier, and we can take it. If not, Triple Dinos are amazing, and I hope that they win at least. But like that they win at least after beating us. But
Right. Yeah.
I think we have a fair shot, and we're gonna try to take it.
Absolutely. I think that's the best you can do, and you guys sound like you have that confidence that you can do it. And I think that confidence, based on your record this season and everything, I think that confidence is not at all misplaced. You guys are a very strong team, last locationers. You guys have been very strong in the past. So it's I think it's certainly, as you said, you've reverse sweeped in the past. So certainly within the realm of possibility, and you got to play those games in order to get the result.
For sure.
Yep. So yeah, I just want to. Is there anything else that you wanted to add real quick here?
I'll get you sometime, Yoshi.
Yoshi. Next time.
Yoshi was part of Team Sugoi, which have won.
Yes.
Which have won before, so this is a bit of a revenge match for me. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. But yeah, I don't feel too discouraged about that, and we're gonna do our best.
Yep. I think that's all. I think that's all anyone could ask is, you guys do your best, and we'll see how everything shakes out. But I just want to say thanks for stopping by for the interview, Illus. It was good to chat with you here, and glad we got a chance to interview you in the end. So really happy about that.
Thanks for interviewing and commentating.
Not a problem. And make sure to give Illus and Yoshi a follow again. Yeah, I think we can. Unless Yoshi's going to pop in here all of a sudden, I don't think I see him. So I think that might actually wrap it up. But yeah, we'll be back here at 5:10 p.m. Eastern time with a different game too, between Aussie and In the Name of DT. So we'll see you then.